What is happening, guys? Dan with Maverick Methods here, and today we are speaking all about listing optimization. So in the last session we spoke about keyword research and different tools and how to use those tools to uncover your keywords. And in this session we're going to move on from that step and say, from here, with the keywords that we now have and with the knowledge of our market that we have, how can we actually create the listing so that we ensure we rank for all of our relevant keywords, and also so that when visitors visit our listing, we actually convert them into buyers of our product as well. So this session all about listing optimization. So as you guys see on screen, we're on viral launch, and in the last session we spoke about merchant words, KeywordToolDominator, and viral launch. And with each of these tools, or whatever tools you use, you can always download the results that you have. And remember, you're going to do this on all the research tools, all the keyword tools that you use. You're going to download these results so that you have them for listing optimization later. And when we export these results, we often have them in an Excel or a numbers document like this. I like to organize the keywords by volume. So you would just select this column and then, for example, sort and filter largest to smallest, and then do it this way. On numbers, it'll be a very similar approach to doing this as well. But now we have our highest volume keywords immediately at the top, and we're very easily able to see if the term is relevant to our product. Remember, that's also very important. For example, here, Victorinox. If your product is not a Victorinox product, Victorinox is a brand name, if your product is not actually a Victorinox product, then you should not be trying to rank for this keyword specifically. So this would be less relevant than, for example, chef knife, which is the exact product we're doing. So chef knife would be a very important keyword for us, high volume and relevant. Remember, you're going to do this for all the research you've done. So you might have this document with these top 5 terms, and then your next document and those top 4 or 5 terms, etc. And you want to move all of your top terms to one single document, and this way you have your highest or your best possible keywords all in one place, and then you have the remainder of all your keywords, which we can speak about later for the back end as well. But for now, make sure you've exported these, you've organized them by volume, and you're looking at your highest volume, most relevant keywords. So now we're going to move over to listing optimization and a worksheet that I've created for you guys. I'm going to put a link in the description below where you can actually download this worksheet. So just make sure that you send me an email address where you want me to send this to, and you guys will get it in your inbox and you can use this going forward. But this sheet takes us through every step of creating the listing from the ground up. And what we're going to cover here is, number 1, our target market. So who is that? The keywords, as we've touched on already, the copy, and how we're going to structure this, as well as back-end keywords. We're going to leave that till last so it's not so confusing. So section 1 is our target market. Here we're looking at our different customer personalities. We're looking at demographics of people. What age are they? What occupation do they hold? What type of people are these people who would be interested in our product? It's very important to actually consider this, because a lot of the time there are more target markets than you initially think of. So for example, we might have our main target market that we obviously know is this target market, the main market for our product. But then there's also a sub-target market who buys the product for the main market as a gift. So who is that target market? How can we target them as well? And so through this section, you're going to outline 2 or 3 of your main target markets who you are trying to attract, entice, and convert into sales. These are the most important ones you're going to list here. Then we get to strong selling points. So here again, we're speaking about the target market, but in terms of our product, what are the strongest selling points toward that target market? What do the target market speak about in competitor reviews? What separates strong to weak selling products in the market? What are these really, really important attributes or features or benefits of the product that we are going to include or even go over and beyond with our own product? Your strong selling points, list them here. Very important, because we don't want to overlook promoting the selling points we have. Remember, it's one thing to make your product brilliant. It's one thing to differentiate well, but you also have to advertise how you've differentiated. You have to show people what you've done with the product. So really important, strong selling points here. Then big customer doubts. So what holds people back from making that purchase decision? What little aspects of the product do people worry about before buying? And we need to position these correctly and show how we have overcome them with our product. Product weaknesses. So nothing's perfect. We all know that. There's often little things that are wrong or could be better with a product. Make sure you position these. Set the expectation at the correct level. You don't want to overpromise. Rather tell people, look, this can happen, or it might scratch the surface over time. Or first of all, tell them about the little problems with your product. Then offer them strategies which they can use to overcome those shortcomings. But it's very important to reduce negative reviews and returns. Position the weaknesses of your product. Section 2, we're really getting to the keywords. And here you can see we're again going to touch on exporting and organizing all our keywords as we touched on already. Then the top 5 keywords. We're going to put in the top 5 right over here in terms of search volume and relevancy. And these are important for our title. We are going to have 3 to 5 very important keywords in that title to make sure that we rank and that our PPC ads populate. The second best 5 keywords, and we're going to put these into the bullet points. Remember, we don't want to keyword stuff the title. So these next best ones, they're going in the bullet points. Bullet point 1 is the most important in terms of indexing. Then 2 and 3 are very important. The reason the first 3 are so important is that those are the only 3 viewed on mobile devices as well. So make sure the next 5 best are in the next 3 bullet points, the first 3 bullet points. Then the third best 5 keywords goes into the last bullet points. And the fourth best keywords, we've got a list of 10 here that's going to go into the product description, which we'll get to just now. Backend keywords we're going to do at the end. Section 3 is our copy. So how are we going to do this copy? What we're going to do is we're going to look at our first section, target markets, and all the information we have there, the benefits, the doubts, the concerns, the selling points, etc. Then we're going to look at the keyword section above and say, okay, let's combine these benefits and these attributes with these keywords and let's create our copy for the listing. It's always a balance of traffic keywords, selling points, and readability. So writing the title, we want to contain our most important keywords, 3 to 5 of the most important. We want it to be easy to read, contain selling points. Remember, you also want to market here. What makes yours better? You're going to avoid unnecessary words. Use this to its fullest, and then be less than 200 characters. Title must not be more than 200 characters. So here's a little template we did. You can see in green is going to be our selling points, our marketing points, and in yellow is our traffic keywords or the underlined sections. The reason for yellow or underlined is because sometimes you can actually fuse different keywords into one phrase, and this way you're ranking for chef knife in sheath, or knife in sheath. This way you're ranking for all the different keywords. So very important to try and use that to your advantage if your keywords lend themselves to that. Over here, you can see an area to write in your preliminary title, and here you're going to revise that title. Writing the bullet points. So over here we can see an example and where we've put in our keywords. You should fit in at least 10 keywords within your bullet points. And every time you're about to write something about the product with sort of the main term, just remember, use a different keyword that time. Use a different way of describing the product that time. And this way you have a very natural conversational inclusion of those keywords. Over here, we're going to take keywords from our above sections and our important selling points or doubts and how we overcome those doubts. And these are going to be the basis for our bullet points. So here you can see we're always going to lead with the benefit in capitals, attracts a lot of attention, tells people quickly what this is about. And then we can explain with evidence. Why do we have this benefit on our product? Why is our product better in this way than others, etc. Then editing the bullet points. So remember, you're going to come back to this after a little bit of time. Just make sure you come back with a clear mind. You don't want to do this all at once. It's going to feel very, very difficult. And sometimes stepping away for a bit can really give you that clarity on which bullet point should be first or which one needs to be adapted. Remember, first 3 bullet points are our most important because these are viewed on mobile devices, only the first 3. So make sure those are your very, very best bullet points. And then product description. So here, think about as a buyer when you go to a listing. When do you scroll to the product description? Maybe it's when you're looking for sizing. Maybe it's when you're looking for materials used. Maybe it's when you're looking for the technical data or the instructions. And this is important because this is the type of thing that you want to represent on your listing. So with the product description, this is going to be used as a seller. You're going to use this for keywords. Make sure you use this. Don't leave it blank. Use it to its fullest to get all your keywords on the listing and also provide additional value. Now remember, with the product description, you have a maximum of 2,000 characters, and that relates to the HTML format of your description, not the text description before HTML. It's with the HTML, a max of 2,000 characters. If at this point you're brand registered, always use brand registry for this section. I'm sure you guys have seen enhanced brand content, and that's going to look awesome on your listing, come across very, very professional. So here we're going to include our keywords, marketing points, and technical data. And some other things that work very, very well here are also content lists. So maybe your product lends itself to this and you need to list all the contents, or maybe you need instructions and guides. This can also be a very, very good place, a very effective way of communicating such data. So here's just our start of our examples of what we would put here, and then there's space for you here as well. Section 4 is back-end keywords. This is the last section we'll touch on. But ranking for high volume keywords is critical, and sometimes we cannot get those keywords onto the listing. So let's say you've used all of your very, very good keywords so far, but you still have some that you haven't managed to include, or you have misspellings which you don't want to put on the listing. So the back end area is the perfect place for misspellings which you don't want to include on the actual listing. It's the perfect place for the additional keywords that you've run out of space for. This is the place to put all of those keywords. It's important to note this. The only area that you're worried about in the backend keywords is the search terms. So let me explain how to navigate there. You're on Manage Inventory page where you can see all your listings. You click on the image of the listing. It's going to pop up the backend. That is the backend with your tabs across here, and one of them will be keywords. When you click on that, you're going to see multiple places to enter information. Now, things like platinum keywords, you can leave all of these blank. The one that's important is search terms. That's where you're going to input the back-end keywords. They don't have to be in any particular order. They don't need to have commas in between them. And you don't need to repeat keywords at all in the back-end keywords. What's going to happen is that these keywords you have in here, all these unique keywords, are going to be combined with other keywords on your listing already to fuse new key phrases for you that you can rank for. I do believe that the first line of search terms is the most important, particularly the ones at the beginning of the line have more weight in terms of indexing. So that is something you can try out. You have a maximum of 250 bytes which you can input here, and that's 50 bytes per line. And if you want to know exactly what a byte is compared to characters, A byte is a character without a space. So if you put in your big chunk of backend keywords into Word or some type of document and you get the characters without spaces, that equals bytes. So that's what you can use. If you just want to be safe, you can just keep it below 250 characters. But on this worksheet, it runs you through the steps of how to do this for your backend. You can have all your keywords. Remember, on those Excel or numbers docs we have, we're going to put them all into a tool like Helium 10 or another compressor. It's going to compress them, remove all duplicates, and then we're going to work this number down to 250 bytes. And where you can start here, say you have a keyword in there that's already in the title or the bullets, remove it. It doesn't need to be in both places. So this can help you quickly shorten up the amount of keywords in there. And then you're going to get to 250 bytes. You're going to get to 50 bytes per line. And you're going to input this on your backend. It's going to help you rank for all the possible terms, and you have optimized your listing. And here's just our example. You can see nice misspells included here and a space for you to actually input this on the worksheet. And congratulations, you have now optimized your listing. So I hope you guys found value in this video. I think combined with the last one, it should really summarize how to do your keyword research, what to look for, how to organize it, and then how to include keywords on your listing to make sure, one, you rank and you are discovered by various types of consumers, and then two, how to structure and position copy so that once you have visitors, you actually convert those into buyers. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you in the next video.